Hi, I'm Greg from RVHaulers. This is Julie, and this is Tim, and behind them is Ruby. And if you'd like to hear about these folks that have been full-timing for 4.5 years,
Right, yep.
4.5 years, and have now stepped into a heavy-duty truck and what their plans are, join us in this video. So it's the same width as your RV. It's the same width as your dually. The rear wheels are the same width.
This is wonderful. Visibility is, I've never experienced it this good before.
I like the mirrors, how you can really see what's either side of you. It's
So smooth,
awesome.
you can feel power. It's great.
I can see now too what's happening beside us. I would like to know what's going on. This will give us a pretty good view too of fifth wheel behind us. At least a little bit better. It's easy to get, I mean, when you're using just the accelerator, it's easy to get her up fast, speeding. It's like, oh. She runs so smooth.
I couldn't be more pleased with how comfortable you feel driving it. It feels a lot safer. The air that I see is just
You're going to be able to go 500 miles in a day now.
probably will.
No, probably not.
You've got 2,000 miles of fuel on board
Holy
when we fill it up.
And $2,000 out of our, no wait,
It still costs the same per gallon,
yeah.
but I do remind you, you're going to have to pee before you get to 2,000 miles. It's okay.
We do have to stretch our legs at least every 100
Okay.
miles or so.
No, that was a much more polite way of saying
Yes.
it. Well, sir, you want to put your foot into it? Punch it.
Punch it! Punch it, baby!
There we go.
There, I did it that time. All right, what would you like me to start with?
Let's play with all those manual gears.
Right, honey?
You got your eyes on what their dash is, dear?
Yep. Look at that.
So where I find that's really handy is I'm coming into a campground and I want to just control my speed and go super slow, or I'm coming into the Walmart and
So like right now, there's 2 up and 2 down. So does that mean I'm like at the perfect with 3,
Yeah.
third gear?
of course you're burning more fuel than you have to.
Oh, okay.
Now.
So a higher gear is going to burn less fuel.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna switch to drive, right?
Better at that than I am, too.
So you can flip between manual and drive at any
So I'm
time.
in drive right now.
Yeah.
So
you,
why
you
wasn't-
can
oh.
can actually pick a gear and drive too.
Oh.
You can force it down.
Because it's like 7, I thought
See,
maybe
it's
it would.
giving you the option to say, hey, I can go down to 6. Now I can go up to 7. So even in drive, I can choose gears, but it won't keep it there. What I mean by that is drive will always come back to the best gear. Manual will let you pick a gear that's inefficient for fuel, or
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's.
Manual stays in gear. Drive will change on you. Okay, as a part of our driver training, we're here with Tim and Julie and Ruby, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a medical emergency on the road. We've been talking about stuff for 2 days. Julie, are you tired of me yet?
Nope. I can
Right,
learn.
not yet.
I'm not tired of you. I want
Here's-
to learn all I can.
Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pretend, heaven forbid, Julie has a medical emergency, we're going down the road, and she loses consciousness. And what Tim is gonna do is he's gonna bring this truck to a stop from the passenger seat and control this truck come to a stop. This is cool. So
You want me at 30?
I'm gonna take, yeah, let's do it from 30. So Julie's driving along, and nobody's behind us, is there?
No.
Okay. Okay. Julie's lost consciousness.
Come on.
Tim, take care of your wife. pulled the parking brake, controlled the truck, and we just came to a stop. How did that
My
work,
foot was
guys?
still on the accelerator.
And your foot was still on the accelerator.
Yeah.
Nice control. Happen slowly. And you know what, Tim? You can do that from the seat even, right? You don't even have to leave the seat.
Yes, I could.
You could just reach over.
That's true.
Yeah. So Julie, you just said something kind of interesting. What? Now you were supposedly unconscious.
Yeah, right.
But
I was.
What did it feel like?
It was like it was a controlled stop. In my car, I would imagine that it would just lock up. If I did the emergency brake, that it would lock it up and there'd be skidding. And this was just like controlled. It was just like, I don't know.
It came to a stop.
It came to a stop reasonably. There's no swaying, no. Yeah. And I still had my foot on the accelerator.
You still had your foot on the accelerator, and it was still in gear because. Yeah.
So.
And
it's
Tim, what were your impressions of that little
Well, it's very
exercise?
effective. It gets the job done. We come to an effective stop. I also, even though I'm the passenger, I need to be paying attention though. I need to have my eyes and ears open on what's going on.
Well, that's a good point.
And I'm not asleep here, so I need to be aware, so I can react quickly if need be.
And what that also illustrated, and we talked about this before a little while ago, was what happens if we lose air. And we talked about how if we had a catastrophic air loss in these trucks, that spring brake, that parking brake would engage, and that's exactly what it would feel like, right? The truck is going to beep at you, all kinds of warning lights are going to come on, which we all observed and we had happen, right? We manually made those lights come on the dash.
Right.
But a catastrophic air loss is like turning on the parking brake.
But it wasn't like it was a runaway vehicle, because that was what I was thinking. I lose brakes or lose air and I'm going to be a runaway vehicle. No, it stopped me.
It's neat.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad we did that. So that's all part of the training checklist.
Yeah.
So we're recording now, and this is unscripted, and Julie just asked me what we're going to talk about, but I don't know. So I'm going to ask Julie, why are you standing in front of a heavy-duty truck?
Well, Tim and I decided probably a little more than a year ago that we just needed a safer puller for our fifth wheel. We have a big DRV and it's heavy, and I wasn't comfortable even driving the pickup because I just didn't trust it. So we started researching HDTs, learned about Gregg, and decided we were gonna take the step to become safer travelers. Since this is our lifestyle and we want to keep doing it for a long time, we want it to be as safe as possible and as comfortable as possible.
Okay.
So
how has full timing been? We were talking last night at dinner time, and I asked you a question then, and I loved your answer. What was the one thing that surprised you the most about full timing that you didn't expect?
That Tim and I were going to get along so well. I think was that what my answer was?
Yes,
I think it was something like that we were going to get along so well, and it was going to allow us to become closer as a couple, really, but yet still have the freedom, full timing, if he needed to get away from me, if I'm bugging him too much. There's the great outdoors, there's biking, hiking, and kayaking that we like to do that takes us away from if somebody thinks it's the confines of the rig, but we're just fine sitting side by side on the couch.
Yes, we are. That's right.
Yeah.
Tim, you had a observation about your travels and what it's been like to full time.
Well, it's all about freedom, and the main thing Julie and I wanted to do was see the country from an RV, travel and see the country and meet people.
Yeah,
And
you talk a lot about meeting people.
And that's, from my point of view, the number one advantage of doing this, of this lifestyle, is meeting new and interesting and lovely people are everywhere.
Yeah, you're saying that your pleasant surprise was that you met more interesting, pleasant people than you expected.
Than I expected to.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
From all different kinds
everywhere.
of walks
From
of
all
life,
walks
too.
of life, from all parts of the United States and all parts of other countries as well. So that's a huge plus in doing this. You meet someone new almost every day and make friends. Now, typically, You don't see them again because we all move on, but it's still a beautiful experience to do that.
Now, because you're seasoned travelers, right? You've been traveling full time for 4.5 years.
That's right.
We actually did some training over the last couple days.
Yes, we did.
So we are starting in a really great place, having all that experience, even double towing your Jeep behind your DRV. What were the things you noticed that were different about driving in Ruby, driving in an RV hauler?
Greg, how many minutes did it take me to start to feel comfortable?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. I was more nervous. He lent us his car that had a manual transmission. I was a nervous wreck driving that, but put me in Ruby, and just within 10, 15 minutes, I was comfortable. And what I liked about Greg day one, he knew Julie was so anxious to get in that truck. So he gave us just, the minimum we needed for safety and how to use, where the park is and how to do the brake. But he said, don't worry about all the gauges. Let's just go drive. And so that was like, yes, I get to drive. That was day one. Then day two, we did more specific driving, learning how to do the cruise and how the engine brake worked. An emergency response, if the driver would have a medical emergency, how the passenger, what you do, and man, how the truck responds. In our F350, I wouldn't be able to grab the parking brake or whatever it was, but in Ruby, pull the, what do you call that thing? The air brake, hold onto the steering wheel, and Ruby stops. And I can take care of then the medical emergency.
It's mainly about
cool.
safety.
I'm going to share something with you folks at YouTube as well. I want to thank Julie and Tim for your patience with me. They chose to do something very novel, very different with Ruby. We have our CAN bed on Ruby, and it impacted our schedule considerably. We had some challenges, and I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your trust in me. Thank you for believing in me. We did it.
Yeah, we did it. We did it. High five. High five.
So, YouTube, I'm honored when such lovely people have faith in people and trust in people. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For your trust.
It's been a partnership from the start. I think we hit it off from the beginning. Of course, we met on the telephone, but we knew that we were together and what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing to bring to that end was the mission profile. Figuring out what it is that we wanted, and then communicating that with Gregg so that he could build it. And he did it. He knocked it out of the park.
And if we would think of something, we would be like, hey, Gregg, can you do this for us? And he might go, let me think about that. And then he might come back 20 minutes later and say, I think I've got a way to do that. Whether it was getting the extra steps for both the driver and passenger to enter, or to get a cover over the hitch. Okay. Gregg, great job. So you listened to us and gave us what we needed. Even though we didn't, well, you gave us what we wanted and also what we needed.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Thank you both. Safe travels. Keep sending pictures of where Ruby's at.
Yeah.
Enjoy those new grandbabies.
Yes.
We will. We are.
Thanks for watching, folks. We appreciate your patience, and we hope you're all driving safe and staying safe. Thank you.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Sometimes I shouldn't turn off the camera. So I'm sorry this is now scripted, but Julie said something wonderful, and I've asked her to share it with you folks.
Yeah, one thing we learned with Gregg, don't rush him, because he's going to make sure things are right when we pick up, or when you pick up your HD. I might have wanted it back in November, but it hadn't passed all the tests. I might have wanted it last week, but it's still, Gregg still needed to drive it a few more times because he wasn't going to let us go out here unless it was perfect. Whether it was a last squeak or just an intermittent little air code, he's going to make it 100% right. And that way when we drive away, we can say Gregg did the absolute best he could for us, and we know and trust, and we know you did. So
thank you.
We thank you for that so much.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you, Julie.
You're welcome.
More than welcome. Thank you.
And we're on part 2 because Julie has so many. Julie's a talker. You can cut that part out.
No, I'm not. We are who we are.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
And you had you had moose.
We had moose.
We had moose.
And some salmon.
And some wonderful
Pacific caught salmon.
Fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's a big part of it.
Yeah. Carrie's bear skin rug wolf. Wolf.
Yeah.
Wolf. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Now I'll turn off the camera. Is it
right.
safe to do so?
I don't know. I probably got more. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.